This episode is brought to you by King of Beards. This is my online shop where you can find high quality products that will help you grow a strong, healthy beard that not only looks great, but also will smell great as well. Definitely the people in your life that like to get up and close with you are gonna thank you for this one. These are products that I use personally. The link is below in the video description section, and if you use my coupon code KING, you'll get 15% off on your first order. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here on FTD Facts. Good seeing you. My name is Leroy Kenton. For this episode, we're taking a look at 10 Christ-like figures that came before Jesus Christ. So it's gonna be a very fascinating one. A lot of parallels, a lot of similarities to take a look at. So let's jump into this list. Number 10 leads us to Buddha. Buddha has many characteristics that completely resemble Jesus Christ. Like, both of them entered the temple at the age of 12 years old, and they both are said to have completely astonished the people around them with the wisdom that they displayed at the temple. Also, Buddha and Jesus, they fasted for long periods of time. It is said that Buddha fasted for 47 days, and Jesus, according to the Bible, fasted for 40 days. Also, Jesus and Buddha began their public ministry at around the same age. There's one source that says, when Buddha, returned to the garden, he saw a monk who was serene, calm, and self-possessed and dignified. The prince, intent on becoming such a monk, was led to make a great renunciation. At that time, he was 29 years of age. Now, it's said that Jesus, when he started his ministry, he was 30 years of age. And when Buddha and Jesus started their ministry, both of them were tempted by the devil. The devil is reported to have said this to Buddha: "Return to your kingdom instead of pursuing a religious life, and in 7 days you will be emperor of the world, riding across the 4 continents." Buddha replied to him, "Devil, get away from me." Very similar to a passage according to the Bible where the devil said to Jesus, "I'll give you all of these kingdoms of the world if you fall down and worship me." On this, Jesus replied, "Begone, Satan." So in the same way, Buddha and Jesus strive hard to stay on the path of their religion and avoided the temptations of the devil. In at the number 9 spot, we have Krishna. Bhagavata Purana says that Krishna was born without an intimate union of a male and female. He was instead born by mental transmission of the Vasudeva to the womb of his mother Devaki. Krishna and Christ both are called the Son of God. Both were sent to the earth from heaven with the physical appearance of a man. Krishna's human father, who adopted him, was also a carpenter. Their true father was a spirit. Now, Krishna and Jesus both were descended from royalty. Both were visited by wise men and shepherds at birth, guided by a star. The angels at the birth of Krishna issued a warning that the local dictator is planning to eliminate them, so Krishna's parents fled. Next up at number 8, let's take a look at Odysseus. Just like Jesus said that he will suffer greatly, the Homeric tales of Odysseus emphasize on his suffering life. Both Jesus and Odysseus were carpenters, and both of them wanted to be welcomed into their homes. Odysseus had unfaithful and dim-witted companions who had tragic flaws. While Odysseus was sleeping, they opened a magical bag of wind, releasing terrible tempests that prevent them from returning home. Now, these companions are analogous to Jesus's disciples who disbelieved Jesus. They were known to ask silly questions and demonstrate general ignorance about everything that Jesus was talking about. With such companions, it was great that both Jesus and Odysseus ended up accomplishing so much. Romulus comes next at number 7. Romulus is the son of a Vestal virgin, a celibate priestess of the hearth god Vesta. The mother of Romulus claims that she was impregnated by some divine power. Now, this story was not believed by the king at the time. Romulus and his twin brother were tossed into a river and left for dead. And this tale parallels the slaughter of the innocent of Matthew chapter 2 verses 13 to 16. Romulus is hailed as the son of God, and he was taken to heaven by a whirlwind. And Plutarch records in his work Numa Pompilius that there was darkness covering the earth before his passing away, just as there was during the time of Jesus' death in Mark chapter 15 verses 33. From there, the next Christ-like figure to look at is Dionysus. Dionysus was born on December 25th, and he was also born of a virgin as a holy child. He performed miracles and was a traveling teacher. He was a sacred king who was slaughtered and eaten as part of a Eucharist ritual for purification. On March 25th, Dionysus, he arose from the grave, and he was the vine god, and he transformed water into wine. He was referred to as King of Kings and God of Gods. He was known as the only begotten Son, the Savior, the Redeemer, the Sin Bearer, the Anointed One, as well as the Alpha and Omega. These names, of course, resemble the names given to Jesus according to the Bible, as well as we see a lot of similarities with the birth and the death and the whole life of these figures. Hercules comes next at number 5. He is the son of the god Zeus, and it was written by Diodorus that the magnitude of the deeds which Hercules has done is generally agreed that he has been handed down as one who surpassed all men of whom memory from the beginning of time has brought down an account. Yeah, that was a mouthful. So the magnitude of his deeds is so great that he would have won immortality in return. In the same way, Jesus is said to have done many great deeds. Like according to the book of John chapter 21 verse 25, it says Jesus did many other things as well. If every one of them were written down, I imagine the world would run out of room for the books that would be written. And also, Jesus was granted immortality after he accomplished his mission on earth, according to the Bible. Asclepius comes next. Now, he was the god of medicine, and he grew so skilled in the craft that he was able to restore people who lost their lives, and he would literally resurrect them. Although Christians believe that it's highly unlikely that the authors of the synoptic gospels of the Bible directly based any of their stories on pagan mythology, it is possible that they may have subtly shaped their accounts of Jesus' healing miracles to resemble familiar Greek stories about miracles associated with Asclepius, the god of healing and medicine. From here, let's take a look at Zoraster. He comes in at the number 3 spot. Zoroaster, the founder of Zoroastrianism, also shows many similarities with Jesus Christ. In the Immaculate Conception by a ray of divine reason, Zoroaster was given birth by a virgin. And during his wilderness period, he was tempted also by the devil. He began his ministry at the same age of Jesus, that's 30 years old, and Zoroaster baptized people with water, fire, and the holy wind. He expelled demons and he restored sight to blind people, and he revealed mysteries such as resurrection and judgment and salvation and the apocalypse while teaching about heaven and hell. He possessed a sacred cup or grail, and he was slain, and his followers also expect his second coming. The Christ-like figure coming up next is Addis. Addis was born on December 25th of a virgin named Nana, and he was also considered a savior who was slain for mankind. His worshippers also ate his body as bread, and on Black Friday, he was crucified on a tree, and his holy blood flowed down to redeem the earth. He went down into the underworld, and Addis was then raised from the dead 3 days later. Very similar to the account of Jesus resurrecting on the 3rd day. The final Christ-like figure that we're going to look at in this episode at number 1 is Horus. Horus was also born of a virgin, and he was the begotten son of the god Osiris. Sirius, the morning star, announced his birth. Also, during the winter solstice, ancient Egyptians paraded a manger and a child representing Horus through the streets on December 21st. In reality, there is no birth date for Horus, and he was not a human. He had death threats though during infancy. There was actually an attempted assassination on Horus, and handling the threat, Horus's mother is told by God, "Come, goddess Isis, hide thyself with thy child." just like an angel told Jesus' father to rise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. Alright guys, so that does it for this episode. This was a brief look at 10 Christ-like figures who came before Jesus Christ. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about these accounts. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Until next time guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you real soon.